Justice League issue 41, Robert Venditti writing with Aaron Lopresti on the art. This is the story of the Eradicator showing up with an army of Daxamites that he is genetically altered so that kryptonite will not affect them. So they are pretty unstoppable. And I loved how this started with the two guys talking about Superman revealing his identity. I thought it was a really neat way of opening it, and then having the fight spill into it.
I hate when I get coffee on my suit and then he has a wall thrown at him. Like, enjoy that then.
It was pretty fun. I was probably the most critical of the last issue. I actually think this one, I mean, obviously we still have the fact that this is after Superman's revealed his identity, but you know what, I complained about the first issue, it doesn't really matter anymore, let's just go with the story. And I do think this issue is much better than the last one. I think it holds together much better. It doesn't feel as disjointed to me. It does a really good job of selling how dangerous having these Daxamites with these powers and without the weaknesses really are, because, you know, at one point they beat the shit out of the Flash and it feels really kind of brutal, and they're trying to hold off.
Super speed as well.
And they mention that, you know, they're not at full strength yet. They've only just arrived, so they're not quite, you know, got all the sunlight that it's going to take for them to... But it's only going to be a few minutes. In a few minutes' time, they're going to be up to full strength, and that's going to be a problem. Whilst Batman's trying to get Madame Xanadu to help out with the magic.
Which I like she's like, who the hell do you think you are? Coming and knocking on my door that way. So I like that, because the last time we saw Xanadu, she, like... warm hugged Carter Hall. Yeah. The fact that Batman's showing up and she's just like, you know what? I don't have time for your foolishness.
It's basically, it says, you know, there's two types of heroes that come and see me. Those who I know and we're friends, or those that just want stuff. Right.
So I like that a lot. And then he hits her with a sonic weapon. So I like that. And then he basically takes his you know, his belt to show, his utility belt. Like, I'm not gonna make you do anything you want, but I have come for your help.
Yeah, and he goes down and does the oath of truth, like the Arthur's Knights.
Yes, yes.
And I do love that she says, "Arise, Dark Knight," and I was like,
actually,
all right, I'm a nerd. I love that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because something stuck out to me in this scene, and I don't know if I'm just nuts and haven't noticed it recently, or if this was a change recently. But when did Batman get his pants back? His underpants, the trunks. When did he get the trunks back?
While ago.
I don't know. I didn't. Honestly, I didn't.
I feel like it's been that way since like Detective 1000.
You may be right, but I'm like, where did he get the trunks back? Because I really noticed it when he was taking off the belt, and I'm like, did they have trunks in Batman? I can't remember.
I'm gonna go and check it in the Batman. Yeah, they're there in Batman.
They're in Batman. Okay. I don't remember when this happened. I'm like,
I feel like it was Detective 1000.
Joe, what's funny about this is that it obviously looks natural to me because it never stuck out before, but it just kind of hit me during this scene as he's taking off the belt. I'm like, wait a minute, he's got trunks.
Do you know why I think you notice it more here? And this is not a complaint, but it's something that I did notice. In the colouring, Batman's cowl and trunks in this are a lot more blue tinged as opposed to most of the other books where they're just black. So we actually have the blue in with the grey and black on this suit, which makes them stick out more. It makes it more noticeable.
I do like it, I have to admit. This is not a complaint, by the way. I think Batman looks fine. It doesn't bug me that he doesn't have them the same way it did with Superman, but I do like him in the trunk, so I'm not complaining. Like,
yeah,
but
and I think that blue tin looks better than just all black.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, so that's cool. Justice League are fighting back, but they're not doing very well. They're getting their asses handed to them, and of course Batman and Xanadu show up at the last possible second. She does a magic, you know, blast to knock them all back. Eradicator's like, whoa, that's unexpected, and she quickly gets a teleport bubble out, and they all make a run for it. As Eradicator broadcasts from the Hall of Justice that he's going to basically kill everyone on the planet in about an hour's time. And the Justice League end up in the Scottish Highlands, and then the sort of final reveal is that they realise that she didn't have time, Xanadu didn't have time to get everyone through the portal, and the final page is Eradicator holding up Wonder Woman by the back of the neck in sort of victorious pose. So you know, it's still just kind of a fun romp. It's not like a proper, like, you know, great must-read book, but I did have more fun with this issue. I thought the action flowed really well. I thought that the threat of the Eradicators and the Daxamites really worked.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. Is this an important book? Absolutely not. Is it fun? Hell yeah.
Yeah, like if you were keeping this your pull list down to just a few important books, you wouldn't be reading this. But if you want to read a pretty solid Justice League comic, I'm much more confident kind of recommending it after this issue than I was the last one.
My only problem is I don't think that I like Venditti's characterization of Flash.
That's fair.
Here, when he goes to run off to save, I need to spread the word on this. He's like, "Well, it was a pleasure fighting with all of you." And I'm like, that does not sound like Barry. That does not sound like Wally. That doesn't sound like a Flash that I know. So yeah, it's.
I think this. I will give it the benefit of the doubt for now, because again, last issue did establish there's something going on with Barry in this book.
Yeah.
And his mind is in a different place. So this might be another, intentionally sounds like not something he'd say because something is going on. So
yeah, that could be.
I will defend it in that sense, even though I agree it doesn't sound like a natural line for him.
Matt's so into the conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So no, this was much better than the last issue. I'm happy to say I'm liking the overall plot of it. It read quite quickly too, which is always a good sign.
Always a benefit.
Yeah. What are you giving it, Matt?
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
Connor?
Solid 8 from me.
Once again, I agree with Matt and go with a 7.5.